Hi friends, welcome to these 7 days of yoga. We're going to be doing 7 mini practices that you can do one each day of the week. Each practice will have a different theme and we will focus on a different part of the body. So ideally, you probably can do them in the morning, first thing, but they can be done any time of the day. Let's start with our first one. So the day one, we're going to be focusing legs, strengthening the legs and feeling connected and strong. As we always start, take a moment to arrive, noticing how is your body in this moment. So we just feel the sensations of your body. And then we bring the awareness for a moment to the mind. Notice the quality of our thoughts in this moment, without any judgment. And then also we check in with our hearts, with our emotional being, and notice how we're feeling. And then we welcome everything. We welcome exactly the way we are in this moment, without having the need to change anything. Bringing the hands to the sides. Let's take a deep inhale, slowly bringing the arms up, breathing in through the nose. And then as you breathe in out, bringing the hands to your chest. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, getting really nice and tall, gazing up if you can to the ceiling, and then breathing out, bringing the hands back to your chest. 1 more time. Taking that breath as you lengthen and lifting those arms all the way up. And then as you breathe out slowly, bringing the thumbs all the way to the chest. And we set the intention to feel strong and to choose to be and we bring the hands to the center and we set the intention for strength and stability and connection. Okay, so now let's start with the movement, waking up a little bit the spine. So the first one, we just bring the hands up. And then we're going to start with the right hand, bringing the right hand to the side, and then bringing the left arm up and opening the side of your body. Inhale, coming back up, nice and tall. Exhaling, going to the other side, feeling the stretch, keeping the sitting bones as low as you can. And then bringing the hands back up, both of them. And this time we're going to reach up and then turning slowly into a gentle twist. Right hand comes behind, left hand to the opposite knee, and we get tall, and then maybe gazing back, and then back to the center, reaching high. Breathing out to the other side, feeling the stretch going through the waist and the upper body, and maybe looking back. And then inhale, reaching up all the way, and hands to our chest. We're going to work a little bit, waking up now the ankles and the legs. So we're going to come and sit on the mat, lengthen your legs, and let's start with your right leg. Just bringing the right leg up and just rotating the ankle 3 times each way. And then we're going to lengthen the leg and squeeze up, lengthening and squeeze. And lengthen and squeeze. Now let's wake up a little bit the knee, just drawing a couple of circles with the foot on the floor, imagining that you have a pencil on your foot and you're drawing circles. And now we're going to wake up the hip flexors. So we're going to just rotate gently your leg, but all the way to the hip, and then reverse those circles. Ideally flexing your ankle, and that will protect your knee. And then we just rest that leg and we go to the other side. So lifting the knee up, and we're going to rotate the ankle, and then we go the opposite way. And then supporting the leg, we're lengthening and squeeze, lengthening and squeeze. Inhale as you lengthen and squeeze as you breathe out. Now drawing those little circles on the floor and the opposite way. And now we just get a little bit deeper into the hip. So again, we just start with little circles and see how you're feeling and visualize that hip rotating inside the socket and then going the opposite way. Yes, waking up all those muscles of the legs and the hips. And then we're just going to lengthen the legs, sitting nice and tall, really lengthening the spine, maybe moving a little bit of the muscles of your glutes back. And then we're going to sit back for a moment with your hands at the back and point and flex and point and flex. Inhale, exhale. Wonderful. And then we're going to bring the feet nice and wide and allowing the knees to rotate, going both ways, just a couple of times, swinging to the sides, and then back to the center. And then we're going to bring the feet to the side, and we're going to sit on our heels. Just for a little moment, feeling the sensations of the stretch going through the ankles. And if that is a little bit uncomfortable, you can always choose to place a block or a cushion or two between your ankles, and then you can sit there for a little moment, and gradually you start lowering it down until we can sit on the heels. Just take one more breath here. And then we're going to come up all the way and lift up as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we're just going to go back down. And we do that 2 more times. Breathing in, nice and tall. And breathing out, coming back down. And then one last time, breathing in, reaching up. And then slowly we're just going to go into tabletop. Remember, tabletop, knees under your hips, hands under the shoulders. And let's just do just about 3 cats and cows. No forcing anything, just inhale, lifting from the chest and the chin and the tailbone. And then as you exhale, chin comes to the chest, tailbone goes under, and the belly button presses up towards the spine. Inhale, belly button goes down, chin and tail goes up. Exhale, yes, squeeze up the belly button. Imagine the letter C first goes into a concave shape, and then as you breathe out, it gets into a converse shape. And then back to the center. We're going to come back up to our knees, and we're going to work with the legs and the hips. If you have blocks, I advise you get some blocks to place under your hands. You can still do it without blocks. Maybe you can get 2 big books, and then we're going to place them at the front of the mat, and we're going to start with your right leg by simply placing the foot at the front. And if you have sensitive knees, you can always place a little mat, or simply you can fold your mat twice to feel the support under your knees. So we're going to inhale, reach up nice and tall. And then as we breathe out, we just bring in the arms to the front and all the way back. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in, reaching up. And then breathing out, coming back down with your hands. 1 more time like that. Inhale, can we get a little bit higher? And then exhaling, coming down and low with your hands. Now the next one, we're going to come up. And we're going to bring the hands to the blocks. And we're going to sink the hips down. And then we're going to come back to neutral. And then we're going to bring the hips back a little bit. We may have to move that front foot a little bit further up as you want to stretch the front leg. And then we inhale, walking forward, sinking the hips. Inhale. Exhaling, coming back. Perhaps lifting the foot up and then bringing the torso to the front. And then inhale, we're going to walk up, breathing in, lifting from your chest. And then the last one, coming back with your hips, lifting your toes. Inhale, really lengthening the spine. And then leaving the hip where it is, we just bring in the torso, then the chest, and then the head towards the leg. And then we're coming back up, pressing with your leg to the front, pressing with your blocks. See if you can tuck the toes of the back foot. See if you can lift that leg. Now you can stay here, or if you feel strong today, maybe you can place one hand on the knee and then the other one. See if you can raise up and see if you can bring the hands to your hips and feel your legs really strengthening here. Take a breath, and perhaps you can bring the arms up as you breathing in, and then as you breathing out, coming back down all the way, bringing the knee down, and we're going to go into a child's pose. So for child's pose, we're going to bring the sitting bones all the way back, and then we walk with our hands all the way to the front of the mat, and then we take a deep inhale, and as we exhale, we can repeat ourselves, I feel strong. And then we take one more breath, and as we breathe in, we repeat the mantra, I am strong. And then slowly we're coming back up, and we're going to do the same to the other leg. So for the other leg, first we're going to lift the left knee up, and then we step to the front, and we're going to inhale, lift up really strong here with your legs. And then as you breathe out, just bringing the hands back, maybe up. Breathing in, reaching up, maybe a little bit of a crescent moon. Breathing out, bringing the arms to the front and then to the back. One last time. Inhale really tall. And exhaling, lowering down and back, hands all the way lengthened. Inhale, reaching up. And now we're going to come a little bit lower with your hips. So notice we were in 90 degrees, but now we're going to sink a little bit lower, but still activate your muscles of your thighs and your legs. And we place the blocks, framing the front foot, and we inhale as we sink the hips and we lift up, and then we go into half splits as we go back, perhaps moving the foot a little bit further forwards, and exhaling, coming down. And as we inhale, we walk with the blocks and lifting up nice and tall. Exhaling, coming back down, maybe lifting the toes. And then one last time, inhale, lifting up. And exhaling, yes, lengthening the front leg and allowing the torso, yes, to cover the leg. Imagine it's like a blanket covering your leg. And then slowly we're going to press now with the front foot. We can help with the blocks to lift as we tuck the toes of the back foot and then lifting that back knee. So option 1, you can stay here. Option 2, maybe we bring the hands to the knee and we stay here for a breath. Or option 3, perhaps we can lift and lengthen the spine and activate your legs as you feel your whole body working as a unit, fully rooted with your legs and raising up with your hands all the way. And then slowly as you breathe out, just bringing the hands down, knee comes down, and we bring the other knee all the way, and we do one more child's pose. But this version, we're going to bring the hands to the feet, and then we bring the torso all the way to the front, head to the mat. And as we breathe in, we repeat now the mantra, I choose stability. And take one more breath and repeat to yourself, I choose stability. And then very slowly coming back up, we're going to flow from here into downward facing dog, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, lifting the knees up, a little bit of bouncing, and then very slowly start lifting the hips up, and then back and back and back and back. Perhaps just walk a little bit with the feet, and you can flex one knee at a time. You can choose how far back you want to be with your feet, but feel the strength here coming all the way from the legs and your arms, and allow the spine to really lengthen in your downward facing dog. And then bending the knees, we're going to walk with the hands all the way to the feet. And here we're just going to a chair pose. Strong feet, strong legs, very grounded, very rooted. And then we start lifting the arms up, but remember, hips back and down, and lifting and lengthening the spine, maybe tucking the tailbone a little bit, and very slowly pressing with your feet, coming all the way up, and then hands to your heart. Wonderful. Let's shake it all a little bit as we're going to do a mini flow now, standing. Going to inhale, lifting up your arms, interlace the fingers and lift up, and then coming down. Lifting up, and then coming down, and then just one more time like that, lifting up, and then coming down with your heels. Then we take the next inhale as we get taller, and then slowly we're going to move to your right. Breathing in, lifting up, and then breathing out, coming to the side. And then we bring both arms up, take that inhale nice and tall, and then open the arms to the sides for a moment. And then inhale, coming up. Now we're going to go into a twist, and into the side. One more time, reaching up, and going to the other side. And we reach high with both arms, and then bring them to your heart. We're going to bring the hands behind. So we place the hands interlacing the fingers, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades as we lift up from the chest, and we open the legs a little wider, opening from your heart, lifting up, and slowly we just lengthening the spine, and then bringing the palms, the hands up, and we allow the torso here to just hang from your legs, and perhaps bringing your hands just a little higher. No forcing anything. And then we're coming back up, lifting up, releasing the hands all the way up, and then hands to your heart. Wonderful. And then the last part of this flow is going to be bringing the hands into Namaste hands, and we're going to reverse the Namaste, bringing the pinkies between the shoulder blades. If that feels uncomfortable, you have other options. You can bring the fists together like that, or you can bring the hands to the elbows. Just find the one that works better in your body. We're going to lift the right leg and step back. And we're going to lift from the heart as you inhale, from the sternum, and the legs stay as they are. So the legs are in pyramid legs. Just a tiny little micro bend with the front knee, and then hinging from the hips, we're going to come halfway. We take a breath here. And then for the next one, you can stay there, or you can just bring the torso down as you allow the crown of the head just to point towards the floor. And then we press with the legs coming back up, inhaling, and then we swap legs. Both feet pointing forwards, legs are nice and strong, straight legs. And we lift from the heart. I'm going to do this one sideways so you can see the spine stays nice and tall. So we're not rounding the back, shoulders down, and we're pressing with the legs. The feet are really active, grounding Now the front knee can have a tiny little micro bend. Leave the legs exactly where they are. And then we start leading with your chest, coming halfway, and you can choose to stay here. Take a breath. You can stay there for the next breath, or you can allow your torso to come down, connecting to the front leg, and then allowing the crown of the head, yes, to point towards the floor, feeling the stretch through the front leg, and then slowly pressing with the feet on the ground, coming up and then lifting up all the way and step to the front. Let's give everything a little gentle shaky, shaky. And as we're walking with the legs, one of the best poses to strengthen our legs is doing Warrior 2. So for Warrior 2, we're going to open the legs nice and wide. Ideally, the ankles should be under your wrists. So they're always supposed to be a little bit wider than you think. So feel the strength of the legs. Engage the muscles of your legs. And then with your right leg, we're just going to bring the toes to point to the right. From here, we're going to bring the arms to the sides, nice and long. And then the front, your right knee is bending. And then as we inhale, lifting, deep inhale. And as you exhale, coming down, feel the strength of your legs, activating the legs. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, going down. One more time. Inhale, reaching high. Exhaling, coming down. Relax the shoulders, strong arms. See if you can sink a little bit more your hips. Now, leaving the legs exactly where they are. The palm of your hand, of your right hand, goes up, and we're going to reach with your torso. We're going to bring the left hand behind, and then lifting the right arm and opening through the side of your body. And then slowly coming back with your arms, straightening the leg, bringing the toes to the front, and then we're going to go now with the other leg. So make sure again that your ankles are under the wrists, and we're going to bring your left toes pointing forwards. As we may have to open a little bit wider if you want more space, and we're going to sink the hips down as you bend in your left knee, and as you inhale, straightening, and as you exhale, coming down, always working with your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Feel the strength of your legs. Leave the shoulders for a moment where they are, and then the palm of your left hand goes up, and we reach and we reach and we reach with the torso, and then we reverse the warrior. Right hand comes behind and left arm all the way up. Feel the opening through the side of your body. And then slowly, yes, windmill the arms back, toes facing forwards. Inhale, lifting up. And then as you breathe out, we're going to bring the hands down to our hips. And bringing the hands to your hips, lifting up from your heart. We're going to come halfway. If we have sensitive backs, yes, go very slowly, keeping the length of the lumbar spine nice and long, so we're not rounding at the back. Your back is really lengthened here. And then we really find that power and strength coming from your legs. And then perhaps we can bring the hands to the floor. And then perhaps we can bring the hands to the toes, using the middle and index finger, rounding the big toe, around the big toe, lift the elbows, and see if you can start bringing the head towards the floor as you pull the big toes and allow the spine to really hang from the hips. Nice and long spine. and then slowly coming back up, bringing the hands to the front, and then with the strength of your legs, activate the legs, hands to the hips, bringing the torso up. And then we go heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, toes, a little hop. Little hops are good. Every now and then, a little bit of impact is good for strengthening our bones. And now we do the tree pose, as we are getting inspiration from nature. And tree pose is great to strengthen the legs, and it's also brilliant to bring balance to the body and the mind. So let's start with the right leg. We're going to bring the right knee up, and then we open the knee to the side, nice and wide, and then coming to the center, we swap hands. Let's do that one more time. Come to the center, opening the knee to the side, and then to the center, a little gentle twist. Back to the center, and we just bring the leg down. Let's go to the other side. So we're warming up the hip for tree pose. Inhaling, we're going to lift the left leg, hand to knee, open to the side, breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, go into a gentle twist to the side, and then we do that one more time. Breathing in, opening nice and wide, and breathing out. We put it together into this last one as you squeeze to the side, and then back to the center, and we lower the foot. We march it all off a little bit. Release the arms, release your shoulders, and we're going to end with a tree pose. So tree pose, lifting the right knee first, and you have options. First option, heel to the ankle. Second option, you can bring the foot to the calf muscle. And then the third option, if you feel you want a bit more of a challenge today, we can bring the heel to the inner thigh, and we just press with the foot against the thigh, and we bring the arms to the sides, and we visualize ourselves like being beautiful big trees with branches that they are really long and wide, and then they come all the way up with gentleness. Feel the spine really tall. Try to feel lighter in your tree pose, and slowly just bringing your hands all the way down and release. Shake it all off, and we go to the other side. Lifting the left leg, and then you have first option, heel to ankle. Second option, foot can come to the calf muscle. Or third option, bringing the heel up and then pressing with your foot against the thigh, and just choose whatever works better in your body today. No right or wrong, and we lengthen the arms, and we feel lightness from the upper body, lengthening the spine, but really connected to the ground with your roots. Even if we are a little bit wobbly, that's okay. Like the winds in the woods, sometimes we need that little bit challenge, and it's okay if we lose it, we just go back down. And then we're going to end with a breath of joy that really makes us feel invigorated, and it brings that strength and vitality into our bodies. So we take 3 inhales in one go, and then we take a long exhale. So the first inhale, it goes like the base of the lungs. Second inhale, middle of the lungs. Third inhale, all the way to the top of the lungs. So breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, just letting go. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. Letting go. One last time, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, and release it all. And well done, and thank you for practicing together. We've done the first one, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.